Hello everyone and welcome to Factorio. I'm Par and it's time to play Seablock. In the previous episode we set up this awesome manganese processing block and yeah, everything seems to be working just fine. In today's episode I would like to focus a little bit on steel sheet coils and iron sheet coils because I just feel like we need to set them up at some point. We've been postponing this long enough, so let's go and do this. Before we proceed, let's take a look, try to understand how much do we need. So steel sheet coils, my spreadsheet tells me that we need 20 per second, and for iron sheet coils we need 165 per second, which is interesting, but I would still actually like to keep them in separate blocks. For copper sheet coils we needed 237, and we ended up setting up how much? We needed 237, and this is from 8 belts given 3 belts. No, this is copper from 8 belts, getting 3 belts. This setup, let's see. This setup is actually not all our needs for copper sheet coil. We'll have to scale it at some point, but that's okay. That's completely fine. We'll just place the thing somewhere. Should be fine. Okay, interesting. And okay, this is not how we're using extra sulfur. This is how we're using extra sulfur. Oh wow, I am surprised. This block is completely used up, so that's good. We are actually consuming the sulfur without us even having to void it. I think we wanted to void that at some point, but I'm not going to be setting this up. We don't need that just yet. Okay, good. So 100. Wait, they say 171. So we can actually build exactly one line of this, the copper line, basically. This thing, we could build it. Maybe even copy it. And we'll have this thing. Can I build here? Why is that? Right, because of the water. Let's just shift click that. Right, if we were to drop a new requester block right here, and I would copy this combinator. Okay, nice. Looking good. That's good. One thing that I feel like we should fix, we should paste this thing somewhere. Maybe here. I'm not sure whether we actually need it. Here might be useful. Here might be useful. Is this a problem with every single station? Or not? I do not know. No, I don't think it's with every single one. It's only with the ones that are going after, that are following like proper intersections, like the one here. And here, connections are fine. Here we have the connections. Okay, good. This one we'll also want to have it at some point. Right. And I want to copy it and paste it. I forgot whether I did this or not. So this is gonna be our steel production, we would need something like this to consume all of that. Right, let's do this. This is not liquidity pulls in the way. This one. I don't believe we need the spot. It is not needed. Place it here. We'll have connection between these two belts. Just like that. Okay, great. All of this should work soonish. Now, station names, let's change them. This one is all about iron, I think, right? This is iron, and we are getting iron ingots as the input. Good. Yep, copying it here. We are calling this iron ingots 1. Nice. Next. I'm assuming the ratios are all the same, but we could double check actually. If you are taking 8 belts of inputs, let's check whether the ratios are exactly the same. Iron. We would like to get this thing. We would like to get it from molten iron against silicon. This is the one. This is the way to go. And let's say if you're going for 170, you'll end up, yeah, pretty much exactly with this thing. So that means that I can be copying the setup. I don't need to look at beacons 39 2.2, here 37, but with a better stand custom machine, I think we'll be able to lower it to 1. Yeah, exactly. So it's fine. It is working somehow, and I would say, that I should get exactly, completely same thing on this side. Are we using standard input here or not? Well, it's not exactly standard, right? We need 8 inputs. So how are we gonna fix this? I would say I'm just gonna delete this part here. We don't have anything. No, I'm gonna wait. If I copy this whole block, how? Not well. Yes, this one. This is fine. How's it gonna look here? Doesn't fit. This at least aligned vertically. Yes. You know what? I'm gonna go with this one. I feel like that's the way. Right. So we are pasting it, and ideally we'd like to override this one. Okay, good. Actually overwriting. Why do we have provider here? Yeah, but we don't want provider here. Yeah, we definitely don't want provider. 150, maximum number of trains 1. This is looking fine. Now let's change. But this is all about COILS. Okay, I found one problem, but we'll fix it in a moment. This is all about steel. right, that we are producing from steel ingots, like that. If I copy it, paste it here, and rename it, should look okay. Now, the problem that we have is that this is not taking ore. Why did I say that it takes ore? It's not the ore that is the input in this case, it's the ingots, right? So we've got to be careful here, the names. Well, like, to be honest, the names, especially with L10, they don't really matter. We can call the stations whatever we want, but I just want all the names here to look nice and to make some sense, you know. Right, if you look at ferrous process, we have a lot of iron, we don't have enough manganese. We might need to add a bypass for manganese, for aluminium, just in case. Here we have iron, that is good. We have too much stuff here with iron, maybe. Why did I say priority? So that's an interesting question. Why did it specify this priority? I didn't give it any priority. So where did we have priority? I want to give this priority. I don't know, let's say 45, because it's the last, like the fourth tier. Yeah. And I want it to be kind of in the mix, in the middle between some stuff. So this is priority 45. We want the stuff gone as soon as pretty much possible, right? So that is being removed really quickly. This one I would probably also do the same. Let's say priority 45 here. Good. Okay, let's proceed. Did anything interesting happen here or not? Right. Here is the pot, and I just noticed a moment ago that we didn't use it somewhere. Or was I mistaken? Okay, we don't need this thing here. I was probably mistaken. Yeah, it's okay. Let's copy this part. We'll paste it here for the outputs. Now we'll also have a fluid on this side and on that side, right? So we'll build it here. Since we'll have fluid on this side, we might as well allow it to turn around. Okay, good. This is good, and we would want to have something like this here. Alright, that's why I copied the thing. And we'd like to have something like this here. We'll just need to change the names of the station, but the important part is I don't have to copy the requester chain, the requester chest. Now, if we go back to this block, we'll copy it again, we'll paste it again. Right, it needed to go right here. Good. Now, what else do we need? We would want to have this block, I believe, placed right here, like this. And I would want this block pasted right here. The only difference is that we need only 3 belts of output. So let's remove this one, let's remove this one, and we could fix this part a little bit. See how's it going. We're basically adding this segment, buff, and well, Ivy. Actually, let's see. What are we doing with middle 3? Middle 3. Well, almost. Just remove this part. Let's keep the the way belts are going more or less the same. So we're talking about middle 3 here. Let's just copy. Okay, good. Good. We are doing it. We need the outputs here. I would just copy this build, to be honest, and then we'll figure it out. We'll figure out how exactly fix everything there. Right. So here is the build. This is not about coils. This is about iron. So if we iron sheet coil, right? It was iron sheet coil, I hope. Let's try to paste again. Yeah, iron. Oh no, this is silver one. This is iron. Okay, so this is wrong. This is silver. This one is iron. Good, and they look the same. Oh, close enough. They look similar enough. I need to have the trains. 1 train, 2 more trains. Good. Here, I would also like to have a couple of trains, just like that. I don't like the way this Y is connected. I think it's much better if it is connected like this, right? This looks better to me. This thing. Oh, very questionable connections. But it's okay. It is okay. So right now, kind of overall, our goal is to scale up our ores. Well, not only ores, but all the materials. We want to scale them up a lot. And once they're scaled up, why do we have this connection? I don't want it. And once they're scaled up, we want to scale up circuits. Circuits and modules. Some modules will be going through lots of circuits, and we need a ton of modules. So we'll be scaling circuits and following up with modules. I was also thinking, so I recently learned, it was suggested to me that there is a mod, solar sails, that allows you to get 200 megawatts by default of like permanent energy with very low amount of surface area needed for free, basically, like essentially a solar panel, except it's not solar, like it's not a panel. It like gets kind of some beam from the orbit or something of concentrated energy, and it works even during the night. And I'm thinking it might be a pretty good idea, because that could allow me to build really huge beacon builds, because I have power overload, so a network is pretty limited. But I've been thinking, and it's a pretty interesting idea, and each of these 200 megawatts are super expensive. Like I would need to launch a rocket, I think, for them, and as you can see, I'm nowhere even close to the rockets. So I'm seriously considering that, and maybe in the future we'll replace these blocks in the middle with solar sails. I will most likely add the mod. I think it's super interesting. It's expensive. It's like endgame solution to the power, and with power overload, this block in the middle, like the fact that I have to like go around, and maybe this is a better example, like here, I have to fit things around here really closely. this is like, it's pretty good incentive. Like I have pretty good incentive to try to remove, like reduce the space needed by the power plant. And the size of this power plant wouldn't really change even if you go for deuterium. Like I looked into it earlier, it ended up being the same. It's only the number of reactors that needs to be lowered. Like the actual steam turbines and heat exchangers and all of like this stuff remains the same, which is not great. The alternative is to try to lay out it kind of in a line to go from here to here, which is actually not such a bad idea. It is not such a bad idea to do like 4 circuits, or where we need a little bit more room for our builds. But yeah, just some thoughts on the matter. Let's go here and update. We want molten iron. Yeah, we just want to smelt it. Good. And here, what do we actually want? We would like to get molten steel. Like this. This is the best recipe. And yeah, maybe I should talk about the reasons why I'm using this recipe here for iron and for steel. Why I don't use manganese. So the way I view the ores is as follows. I look at them in terms of difficulty of the processes that we have to go through in order to produce them. And by difficulty of the processes, I'm thinking mostly about like updates per second, UPS difficulty. How many machines we'll need to have, and just how many kind of stages of the processing we have. Because the more stages we have, the harder it is. Like the harder the base would have to work. And the first 4 metals are, well, it's not actually about ores. I'm not thinking about ores, I'm thinking about metals. But the first things, like iron plates, copper plates, lead plates, tin plates, solder coils, because it's just lead plus tin, right? Solder coils, bronze, because it's copper plus tin. These are tier 1 metals, like alloys, whatever. Then we have manganese ingots, which are kind of in a strange spot because we don't really have a like a plate for that, but we have ingot, so it's kind of a plate almost. And we have steel. I consider steel to be tier 1 as well, because it's just iron. You just throw a little bit more iron at it and that's fine. Manganese I consider to be like 1.5, tier 1.5, because it's impossible to produce manganese just by itself. We need to like think about iron consumption, we need to balance things a little bit. So manganese is more difficult to produce than anything here. Even steel is easier to produce than manganese, right? Because steel can be just taken from iron. So this is tier 1s and manganese tier 1.5. Then we have silicon, nickel, aluminium, zinc, silver, and fluoride as tier 2. Things, well, fluoride is not actually metal, but you get what I'm saying. And like all alloys that can be produced from here. And tier 1 would be tier 2 alloys if they cannot be produced from tier 1 ores by themselves. Then we have tier 3, same idea. And then we have tungsten, platinum, and chrome. So tungsten and platinum, they can be produced like this. They can be produced directly with a catalyst without any issues, basically. So they're pretty equal. Let's say, so this is tier 1, 2, 3, this is tier 4. Chrome, it's like manganese. We cannot produce it by itself. Like we have to think about this like extra outputs, extra processing that we have. We need to make sure that our factory can always consume those. So overall, it like increases complexity, and that's why I'm putting it as like 3.5. Oh, sorry, 1, 2, 3, 4, 4.5, like slightly above tungsten and platinum. And yeah, you could... we are not actually going to be using this recipe. I'm going to be producing platinum like in the same way as chrome. So like my platinum production is going to be like 3.5, but just looking at the metals, that's how I view them. And why was I talking about that? Because if you look at iron, we have 4 ways of producing iron. This thing, iron from tier 1, tier 2, tier 3 ingots. Why would we ever do that? Why? It's going to be too expensive. Okay, it's not exactly correct. There could be a reason why we would want to use those recipes. For example, let's take cobalt. Here it is. It's produced from gibbelite, cretinium, and bambonium. If you look at gibbelite here, fluoric wastewater, cretinium, chloric wastewater, bambonium, sulfuric wastewater. So cobalt is kind of nice because by consuming, like by producing and consuming cobalt, we actually are gonna generate some fluoric wastewater, some chloric wastewater, basically salt, and a little bit of sulfur. So we'll be generated everything well except nitric part. So it is kind of nice. Another thing that we had here, okay, manganese is obvious, right? Manganese. Why I'm not using manganese? Because I'm spending manganese here for aluminium. Aluminium is tier 2 metal, manganese is tier 1.5. This recipe is really good. It halves the amount of tier 2 metal that we have to produce, which is good. And if you look at aluminium, why am I doing that? Why is that a good idea in the first place? Right, it's here, sorting for aluminium. We need gibbelite and cretinium to produce it. So, and we need to have chunks, right? So, oh wait, for this we needed crystals. So this is actually gonna consume a little bit of the stuff that we were just looking at. Right, anyway, gibbelite produces fluoric stuff, cretinium produces chloric wastewater. So, production of aluminium, like check this out, that's important. Production of aluminium will produce byproducts of gibbelite and cretinium chunks, which is fluoric wastewater and chloric wastewater. Right? And these are not sulfur. We are not gonna be getting more sulfur for our other needs. So that means that there is no real value in having to use this recipe. This is a really bad recipe for aluminium. We don't want that. We want this one. This is awesome. This is perfect recipe for aluminium. But that means, this one means that we need a lot of manganese, because aluminium, we need a lot of it. So yeah, that's the idea. And here, same thing really. I mean, this is kind of interesting because we can use 1/3 of tier 1 metal, right? We could use copper. Copper is tier 1 and it's 1/3. And aluminum and silicon are tier 2. So it's like, okay, but we also need a lot of silicon for glass and all those things. And again, here tier 1 fraction is only 1/3, and here tier 1.5 fraction is 1/2. So this is good. That means that I cannot use this recipe because manganese is gonna go to aluminium. We need lots of aluminium. We'll have a shortage of manganese as it is. So this is out. This one. Why would we ever use tier 2 metal silicon to produce iron? Doesn't make any sense whatsoever. No sense in this. Because again, we'll need a lot of silicon anyway. This part, tier 3, tier 1, tier 2, it is like a way to get rid of cobalt and nickel, but it shouldn't be your main way of producing things, in my opinion. That's just like the way I view this and kind of think about those. Wait, this wasn't even iron. Oh, come on. This was the iron part. And I already said it, didn't I? Molten iron. Yeah, I basically said it already. Here we need steel. So if you look for steel, it's kind of the same. We have steel ingots, steel and silicon. Why would you use steel? Well, it might be a good idea actually. It might be okay to do that because steel ingots themselves, they require quite a bit more. Like there is like the multiplier, like 4, 6, whatever. Basically, we are not getting as many steel ingots as we are getting iron, so it could make sense to use some tier 2 metals for steel, to be honest. I don't want to be doing that. But you could argue that these are good. Not manganese one, again, for the same reasons. Cobalt is not giving us anything nice. This could be nice if you are building like a chrome build from Pharaoh's sorting, and you want the output to be just chrome and steel, right? Because you can mix cobalt, nickel, iron that will be produced from there, and do something along these lines, right? Cobalt, steel, nickel. Okay, it's not like the exact mix. Yeah, cobalt, iron, nickel. So cobalt and nickel are consumed in the same ratios. And if you go with this process, if you decide to sort it, you're getting them in the same ratios, cobalt and nickel. So yeah, it is an option to just build something that gives you only chrome ore and steel. Like steel plates or iron plates or a mix of those, because like all of these metals can be converted. But yeah, I am not gonna be doing that. We are just going with this process. Here we are getting steel sheet coils. Here we are producing iron sheet coils, just like that. The names of the stations here are correct, here are correct. Let's ask for... This is iron, right? Yes, this is iron. Let's ask for iron ingots here. For 200 of this. Let's go. It's a requester. They turn it on. All should work fine. Here, same thing, except we are asking for steel. 200. It's a requester. Turn it on. What do we have? Limit 1. Request threshold. What? No, no way. Oh. Right, 150. Turned on. Requester. Let's double check this part. On 151 requester. Good. Let's just send all of the iron ingots forward. Here they are. We're processing them. We need to do something like this here, and I thought we needed it somewhere else. This, oh right, here. This is the fourth place. We'll do the same thing. 1, 2, 3, 4. Good. This is gonna be about the steel ingots. Okay, nice. Steel ingots are coming. This one should go for base mineral oil. Wait until it's full. Come back to... I need to give this a name. This is not that. This is coils for the steel. Steel sheet coils. Yeah, okay. Got it. And this one is iron sheet coils. Let's get them. Iron sheet coils. Okay, good. So, again, this thing is going there. Full cargo. Then coils input. Empty cargo. I think it's fine. Just go. this one. We are adding coils for the steel, waiting until cargo is empty, just go. Right. Something is happening, and we could get such connection. Now, with this connection, what are we trying to do? We, I think, just want to paste it right here. Right? Okay, let's check what's happening. We are getting this stuff, that is good. We should start producing these things. 1, 2, 3, and one here. Now the robots will repair all of that. Awesome, and we should get the things. These are coils for the iron, and these are actually supposed to be coils for the steel. Let's tell. These are coils for the steel. These are also coils for the steel. Let's do this. Yep, here we have it. And the input here, I am, well, I like it. You know what, let's connect them. This input, I mean, everything here is fine. We could just connect things like this, send 2 of them here, and 1 of those could be getting delivered from the site, and it should all work just fine. One final thing that we're missing is this line of substations. And I feel like that should be it. I just want to double check that nothing bad is done here. It's turned on, it's a provider, priority 1. Why? Why is that priority 1? I don't think it actually matters. This is gonna be our only build providing stuff, so it's fine. And look at that. We are getting still shit coils. We're getting a lot of them. This is great. And we should be getting any moment now. Okay, we are getting them. Iron shit coils. The best part about this, you know what's the best part about what we did here? This is the best part. Yep. By adding a huge consumption on iron, and it's really huge because we have the steel here, right? So there is benefit for using the steel recipe because it creates a huge, very, very high load. Well, okay, this part doesn't actually create high load, but the fact that we need steel like somewhere else is good because it creates load on iron, and we need like on iron ores here and here. Well, we need more beacons for all of this to work. Not more beacons, better modules for this to work nicer. Look at that. Some trains are actually coming to us, so like something is happening. I am actually surprised. Oh, we ask for both trains at the same time. Okay, but they managed to arrive in time. That's fine. Because I don't want to have downtime in the stations, but like stuff seems to be working. I don't really see a problem here. Right, and they can unload. How good does this work? So we need at least 150. 150 missing at least 150. So we are asking for 50 for 200. So if request is at least 150, that means that we have only 50 stacks between these two silos. And each silo accepts 256, which means that if a train with 150 arrives, or two trains arrive, it's 150 going in one silo, 50 was there, so we still have 50 empty rooms. So we'll never get a situation with this configuration, like 200 here and 150 here, and two trains. We'll never get into a situation when two trains arrive at the same time and they are unable to unload their cargo. Good. That's awesome. That is awesome. 13, 12, 13, 13. I guess we are waiting. I guess we are a little bit short on base mineral oil. But our consumption of the oil is like pretty low, all things considered. It is low, but we are still struggling a little bit. Right? I feel like are we actually producing stuff here? Is this working non-stop? Let me check. It probably is. I think we need like what, 70? I think we need 70 per second. 70 base mineral oil per second per one line. So like here, from the station needs 70 per second, I think. Not 100% sure. But like, okay, this one is filled up. It's taking a while, but it also doesn't really matter. At which oh, carbon monoxide. What? Wait. How? This is it. We fixed a problem in the build. That's good. Now we should have some carbon monoxide here. Because, yeah, we were super short on carbon monoxide. We are still kind of short on it, but I'd like to think that the production of base mineral oil have benefited from it. Let's take a look. Base mineral oil. If we look at the last... Well... Okay, this doesn't matter. It means that there was no demand. Right, we can kind of see that the demand was low. In the last 10 minutes, it was around 30,000. Wait, we are producing 30,000 per minute? But that is a lot. That is huge. And now we are at, well, basically at 38,000, which is a bit surprising, to be honest. Oh, I see. This thing is unable to keep up with both of them at this time. It is unable to keep up with both of them, but we could speed it up. Get like the other thing, drag the belt around. Should I do that? Should we actually do that? I think we should, because it's a pretty cheap, it's like completely cheap improvement of what we are doing, and it should be sort of like useful to some extent at least, right? So let's just go for this. Place it here. This one will go here. And we are gonna... Oh. And we'll go this, and merge them, send them forward. Okay, I think that's what we'd like to do. Okay, here we'd like to send stuff mostly to the right. Let's actually change. We want priority from the right. We want to have priority from the right here, and this one we want to send things mostly to the right. Basically like that. You want this one to work for this one to work for that. And yeah, I feel like this should improve the situation quite a bit. Even though it works even now, but this way it will be a tiny bit better. And now that we have iron sheet coils, I don't think we really have to have anything here. Let's change this to zeros. I'd like to disable this process. So I'm disabling iron, and have I disabled aluminum? Right. To do, add new, remove old metallurgy blocks, save. Say that's the most important one. What is this? Details. Aluminum. Right. Iron. So we have aluminum, iron. We can do the same thing with lead, actually. Right, because we only need lead plates. I don't think we are using solder anywhere, and lead plates, I think, yes, they're used here. But we can change the requests here. We can change them. Oh, we'll actually need to change them from all kinds of plates. That's interesting. We'd have to go and fix everything, or alternatively, we could let all of these things to run out, and then we could wait for this dashboard to show that we need some items here and there. We are short on gold ingots. I think it's for gold wires, but that's okay. That's okay. Nickel is more important at this point, and yeah, we have some difficulties. That front, what? Look at this. We have a lot of red circuits, and we have well, we don't really have blue circuits. Why we don't have blue circuits? Because we are missing plastic. Right. Can we see it in the dashboard that we're missing plastic? All things, yes, we can see it. Well, that's not good. The fact that we are missing plastic, it's actually not very good. And the problem is that I don't really know where to build it. Like, I could build plastic blocks here, but then they would have to travel from here somewhere. But maybe it's not that bad. I would... So, the options. We could either build lots of plastic here, kind of vertically, or we could try to use this line, this vertical line for plastic. At least these blocks, not the whole line, but like these blocks, like 1, 2, 3, maybe 4, we could use for plastic, and right across from them we could start producing circuits. Because I feel like circuits is the largest consumer of the plastic. Yeah, that is interesting. What, how much ore, how much... Did you say we want nickel? Should I maybe fix the gold? Because if you look at tier 3 metals, what do we have? Titanium, we have it. Gold, we don't have it. Cobalt, we have. Uranium and thorium, we might not care about those. Maybe we could also maybe have uranium produced here. Why not? Probably wouldn't be that bad. Yeah, if we produce it, it might be not that bad. Because, yeah, here's the thing, I'm not planning on using this recipe ever. So what if we say that this block is about uranium? But we kind of have uranium production already on that side. I don't know. I don't know. We do have uranium production here. The one that's not really working. Yeah, it's not working due to a lack of stereotype crystals, which is a bit concerning. So we do have lots of things in here, and it's full. And we have like a reserve here that we are not using, but we could like connect some chests or something to these warehouses. Right, let's take a look. This part seems to be working. We're actually consuming all charcoal now. We have too much charcoal, and here, not too much, we have shortage of charcoal. Right, how much things do we need? If we look at nickel, we need 232, which is less than what we need for lead ore. Wow, that's interesting. What are we producing lead? Right, I said we are going for 400 lead. And we managed to do that, didn't we? Right, we had such build for lead. We have two inputs like this, two inputs like that. For silver, what do we need? For silver, we don't actually need anything for silver. We could just build it kind of just in case, pretty much. But I feel we should be able to handle nickel. Right, let's do this. Let's say we want nickel. We'd like to get how much nickel do we want? Let's say 300, and we want to get less, or 230 something. And basically what this means, it means that if we use prod modules here and like speed modules, 30 of them or something. How many do we have here? We have, you can see, we have 38, and we have 38. So if we are going for like 38, actually just one is enough. Just one is enough, but we could build both of those and get like 6 belts of output, I guess, instead of just 4. 6 belts of output is like 450, right? More or less. No. Inputs 1, 2, 3. It's 1 belt, 1 belt, 1 belt, 1. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4. Each, like 1 belt each. Going for 400. Yeah, okay, 400. 400 that is. And we can basically copy that. And why wouldn't it work for other things? Let's see. Would it work for gold? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 inputs. Probably 1.5 time. 6 gold output. Half, and here every second we're getting 4. Here every 1.5 seconds we're getting 6. Here every second we're getting 4. So I feel that the proportions are exactly the same for all the ores. So we can actually easily double that if you wanted. You don't have to build it like that. We could build it like this. But for titanium and cobalt, we only needed 200 them. So I'm not sure to think about this exactly. Right, actually, it fits very, very nicely. Let's take a look. If I copy this, and I, for example, try to paste it right here, it is very, very, very easy to extend. It's super easy to extend, actually. And the one here should also be pretty easy to extend because we have lots of room. So maybe in the beginning we should just build one block. Kind of here. Well, same as we are doing here. We don't need to scale it unless... Okay, let's see. What do we actually need to scale? One such block is able to produce... okay, this is 40 beacons, interesting. And here we had 38. Oh. Right, one input, two. Right, here we had... no, not right. I'm confused. I'm confused by what exactly is going on here. We had more outputs, right? Why did we have more outputs? Because we had 3 belts of input, we're getting 3 belts of output. But here, we're getting 4 belts of input, 4 belts. Okay, I see. Just didn't have space there. Got it. Still, this part producing lead. If we go for 40, like we don't care, basically, how many beacons there are because we are building 2 blocks. But with 1 block, if we go for 38, no, if we go for 40, for 2 blocks, it doesn't matter. We'll be getting 400, right? 2 blocks means 400. If we are trying to go for 1 block, first of all, we'll have not 38, but we'll have 40 of this. And let's see, our input will be limited to 1 belt. So I think it ends up being 200. I think it's something like this. So if we need, like, but for nickel we need more than 200, we need 223. No, yes, we need 223, that's not covered by ferrous sorting. For silicon we need 2. Copper we need a lot. For cobalt we didn't need anything and we built only 1. For aluminium... Wait, what? Is our aluminium? How did I calculate? How did this... How was this enough? I mean 513. Oh, because I have more inputs here. Right. We have 38 here. Let's recalculate this part. It's a little bit different. We have 38 and we can feed 2 belts of input. So we are going for 300 after all. Actually, maybe even more, 300. No, 300 exactly. It's like it's like 295, I guess. Yes, something like this. And the output is exactly 4 belts. So we can get pretty much exactly 4 belts, exactly 300, just with 1 build. Good. So aluminium is done. Maybe I should be marking those somehow in my spreadsheet. So aluminium is ready fully. For nickel, I want to use this, the same thing. The question is, why didn't we use it, this approach, for lead? We need 300. Oh, right, because we need more than 300. Okay, got it. Now I understand what's actually happening here. If we need more than 300 of something, then we'll have to place 2 sorting facilities. And we need more than 300 only for silicon, aluminium, lead, and copper. So copper needs to be doubled. And copper ore. And where is it? Silicon. So silicon needs to be doubled. This one needs to be doubled. Nickel does not. And copper that we'll be building here will need to be doubled. No, wait. Tag. Right. That's what we want. And everything else, tin, silver, you name it, basically all of this, just a single build, exactly how we have here and here. Like literally copy paste the spot. We'll place it here. We'll have tin. Is the name for the tin correct? Yes. The name of the station here is already correct. Just that we need to fully set this up. Good. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can't build this one. Could build this one in theory. 5, 6. But I kind of don't want to. I don't want to be building that one. At least, not yet. Okay, what are we doing here? Just building stuff for our base. We're just extending the base. And double here, and the double, it will look like this. Well, at least if it points down. Here it doesn't. It doesn't. We'll have to readjust it, but then we'll copy it here and here. And we shouldn't have any problems. But you know what that means? What that means? It means that we should get a reactor here. Here. And there we already have it. So we would like to get a couple of reactors. I feel like that might be important. Okay, good. And this one, we are not doing anything there yet. Let's think. Let's think a bit. Yep, I think that's it. I think that's it. That is... that's the episode. Let's take a break here. In today's episode, we sped up this part a little bit, but I don't feel like it really counts. What's important is that we have iron and steel sheet coil production right now. So we have them. They should be produced right here. We seem to be short on iron ingots or steel ingots. We almost have full station. of this, and we almost have full of steel shitcoils. This is great because, yeah, I don't expect us to actually need a lot of steel shitcoils. We need for steel shitcoils we need 20 per second, and for iron we need 165. 3 bots should be able to handle that. So right now this block should be able to handle all our iron shitcoil needs. And it supports 2 train deliveries at the same time, which is enough because 2 train deliveries, if it takes them less than 50 seconds to do the delivery, they are unable to keep up with like 8 belts of input output, and here we have only 3 belts. So basically like this station with 2 trains being able to come to it at the same time, it's able without any problems to maintain a pretty high throughput. Okay, good. Good, that's the block. We have the lights here and here. It's a little bit dark on this side, but it is okay. Let's take a break. Thank you for watching the episode. That was 282. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Cheers.